Hey, welcome in, runners. This is Michael Tharp, EDU. It starts with you. We have an awesome guest on today, and we're going to share with you guys an exciting crypto project that I feel like an absolute idiot for not getting in earlier. Somebody told me about this in January when the Texit Coin was only about 15 cents, and I was just busy. I kind of looked at it for 5 minutes, said, nah, I'm good. And then everyone started hitting me up about it. I'm like, okay, I got to check this out. And it is now well over $1. So Ricardo, you and I have been kind of planning on launching this. We bought our miners about a month ago. But man, are you excited about this or what? Because I've never seen growth like this so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking for exciting opportunities, in the blockchain and crypto space. We know that this is the future. We know that everything is going digital. And when you're a first mover and you get in something early, it's always better than coming in later. And when we look at Texit Coin, we see what they're doing. We're excited to now actually bring this to the community, seeing the growth and things that are taking place in the ecosystem. So it's definitely something that we have leveraged in and taken advantage of. And now we're like, okay, this is something that we want to let our community know how to take advantage of and get access to.
Yeah, and I got to talk to Mitchell a couple weeks ago, and he has an awesome story. He's got a great beard, but believe it or not, he is not a network marketer. He just kind of fell into this, and I think his life has probably changed forever. So Mitchell, thank you for joining us, and maybe just tell, a little bit about yourself and your story of how Texas has completely changed your life in just a few months.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Mike, Ricardo. I appreciate it. And you're right, this is not my wheelhouse. A little bit about my background. I was a cop for 13 years. I worked undercover narcotics and robberies as a detective for 2 years. Got out in 2017, opened up my own private security firm, and that's my bread and butter. That's what I do for a living. But I love crypto. I can't get
Yes.
enough of it, right? And
I'm with you right there, brother.
anyone that knows me knows I love it. And because of that, I hear about every crypto opportunity in the world. I get the phone call once a week. Hey, Mitchell, what coin's going to pop next? What should I invest into? And I got that call about 90 days ago from my uncle. And the conversation went a little bit like this. He said, Mitchell, what do you think about Texit? I said, what's a Texit? I have no idea what you're talking about, right? He said, it's a cryptocurrency. I said, man, I've never heard of Texit before. So the way it's explained to me initially is, you remember back when Biden was president and Texas was talking about seceding?
Oh yeah, they're
There
always
is,
talking about succeeding.
yeah, it doesn't take much to make him mad. So, but they during that time there was a guy named Bobby Gray, and Bobby Gray created a cryptocurrency called Texit. The idea behind Texit was if and when Texas ever seceded, it would become Texas's currency. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I thought to myself, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, right? Like, the project sounds cool. I like the idea of it. But in my mind, I was thinking if the coin is tied to Texas seceding and Texas never secedes, then the coin's never going to go up in value,
Right.
right? I feel like that's pretty, it made sense to me, right? Well, my uncle, when he told me about this, it was at 16 cents. And I kind of blew it off. About 5 days go by, and I log into one of my crypto exchanges and moving some money around, making some other investments. And I think about this coin, and to be honest, there might have been some ill intent there because when he told me it was at its all-time high of 16 cents, and I thought, man, this coin's going to come back down. So my thought process was, I'm going to log in, I'm going to take a photo, and I'm going to send it to my uncle and say, I told you so, right? But when I logged in there, it was at 21 cents. Now, anyone that knows a lot about crypto, 16 to 21 cents is nothing to write home about. But two things to take note there. Some of my biggest wins have been a small spread like that, right? You have tens of thousands of coins, that's a payday. And also, it was movement in the direction that I never expected. So it caught my attention, made me think, Mitchell, you don't know everything. Give it 20 minutes and look into it. So I did exactly what you're doing right now. I went to CoinMarketCap and I started doing some research. The very first thing I noticed was that the community had it rated at 98% bullish. And I never expected that. 98% bullish. I was like, I mean, that is a sign of a coin that's going to see some growth, right? So then I went and checked out the chart. And what I saw was nice, healthy, steady growth. Nothing too extreme. Just it looked like really healthy, steady growth. And the next thing I wanted to check, and one of the more important things was liquidity, right? You have 100 coins and they're all worth $1 billion. Are they really worth anything if you can't sell them? They're worthless. So I looked into the company and saw that they had the liquidity. So I told you I was a cop for about 13 years, and I'm not proud of this. It's something I need to work on, but I'm probably one of the more skeptical people you'll ever meet in your life, right? So I tell everyone that, me and my wife make a good team because she loves everyone and thinks everyone's awesome, and I think everyone's a scumbag until they prove me otherwise. So we kind of even each other out.
Right.
So I like the coin. Everything about the coin looked good. I like the max supply of the coin. I thought that was a good, healthy number at 353 million, 353.3 or what, somewhere around there. And so I thought to myself, okay, the coin's checking out. What's Bobby Gray about? I've never heard of this guy, Bobby Gray. So I start researching the mess out of Bobby Gray. I can tell you everything about the guy. And the deeper and deeper I dug on him, the more impressive it became. I came across a video of him testifying in front of Congress, in front of one of my heroes, Ron Paul. And yeah, that's the video right there. That video right there really kind of sold me on the product, on the coin, right? That there's a lot of credibility for me. I also saw that Mr. Gray, Bobby Gray, was the first person ever to create the physical Bitcoin, which I thought was pretty cool. So the more I dug on this guy, the more impressive his resume became. And I called my uncle up. I said, I might have made a mistake. I'm going to get involved and get a miner. And that's really where the story begins, I guess, because from there, it was just absolutely insane what took place. For 27 days, I didn't open my mouth to a single soul.
So that is where the story begins, but it's just the beginning. So Mitchell, go ahead and share where it gets really exciting.
Yeah. So for 27 days, I don't open my mouth to a single soul. I'm mining the coin 7 days a week. I'm getting my crypto every single night between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's hitting my account. And I'm doing everything you can with crypto to try and break this thing, right? I'm selling it, I'm transferring it, I'm buying it, I'm exchanging it for other crypto. And every single time it works out flawlessly. So at the 27-day mark, remember when I got in, it was at 21 cents.
Mm-hmm.
At the 27-day mark, it was between 35 and 37 cents. And that's when I heard Bobby Gray say that we're on track to hit $16.46 by February of next year. And I thought to
Wow.
myself, yeah. So I started doing the math, right? I'm earning 15 to 20 coins a night. There's 330, 40 days, whatever it was at the time, till February, times $16. I'm doing the math and I'm like, that's a significant amount of money. And I think to myself, if I don't share this with my mom and my brothers, they're going to be very, very angry with me come February, right? If I share it with them and they say, I'm not interested, then that's on them. They can't be mad at me. But if I don't share it and come February, I'm cashing out some serious money, they're going to be like, why didn't you tell me? So completely organically, I share it with my mom, my brother, my neighbor, my barber, and a good friend of mine. I wasn't trying to find people to share this with, really. It came up. My barber was like, Mitchell, I can't cut hair forever. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a retirement. And I said, well, hey, check this out. It just came out organically.
Mm-hmm.
And something incredible happened the next night or 2 nights after or so. I became addicted to checking my phone right before I go to bed to see how much crypto I've earned. And I was doing like 15 to 20 coins a night. Right before I go to bed, I open my phone and look at it, and I did 67 coins.
Ooh.
And then I was like on fire, right? 67 times 330 nights times $16. That number just got a lot bigger. So I called my uncle up and I said, hey, your miner just spit out a bunch more crypto than normal. Told him what happened. He said, well, yeah, for every 3 people you share it with, they give you 2 free miners.
Wow.
So now I'm ready to.
Wait a second. Just so we're clear and everyone heard that, guys. Let me minimize this. Say that again, Mitchell.
Yeah, for every 3 people you share it with, and you bless someone with knowing this kind of information, you're going to get 2 free miners.
And so you share it with 3 people.
3 people, and you get 2.
And they just buy one. All they need is buy one miner.
That's
and
it.
You get 2 free miners.
That's it.
So you share it with 3 people, and essentially you're getting the value of $2,000 because one miner is $9.95.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I just want to make sure everyone caught that because that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So keep in mind, I got into this for the crypto. That's it. And I was on cloud 9, right? I was ready to climb out of bed and climb on my roof and start screaming at my neighbors. So at this point, now I'm locked in. Now I'm thinking about who can I share this with, right? and I'm scrolling Facebook at 1 o'clock in the morning, thinking about who wants to know about this, right? And I would have been happy with that, completely content. But then something incredible happened 2 days later. I get a call from a lady named Kogi Horton from corporate, and she said, "Mr. Tucker, how would you like to be paid?" I told you, I told you I was a little skeptical, right? So
Yeah.
for me, initially, that was a red flag. I'm thinking, man, I've been mining for 30 days. You're asking me how I want to get my crypto. I'm already getting my crypto. I said it much nicer than that, right? But she said, no, 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 no. We're going to also compensate you for sharing it. I said, you got to be kidding me, right? So I give her my information. She sends me $2,000.
Okay.
So then I'm like, okay, I need to jump on some of these calls and figure out what's what. What am I doing here? So I start really diving in and learning. Since that very first week of opening my mouth, I've never made less than 2K a week. And for a very long time now, I've made 3K a week every single week, not counting what I'm mining.
Wow.
That's just from the comp plan.
And we might have to edit this out if you're not okay with this, but am I allowed to say you're a Texit Ranger, or is that a undercover?
Yeah, man, it's a badge of honor.
Yeah. So maybe introduce what that means, because I can't wait to see M.I.M.S in a cowboy hat as he's sworn in as a Texit Ranger. So I'll pull up kind of the comp plan is very simple. They don't even have like a PDF for it because it's so simple, but I'll pull that up and you can kind of maybe just start with the compensation plan, the share plan, which is amazing that you didn't even know about, right? I'll get this bigger for everybody so we can see. So yeah, maybe just we can cover the comp plan here really quick, and you can kind of explain the whole Texit Ranger thing.
Yeah. So the comp plan is super simple, and the way it's structured is amazing because I've heard it been coined the blue collar comp plan because it truly is the comp plan that someone like me can actually make money in, right? I've never been successful at anything remotely like this. Um, so you get three on your left and three on the right. You qualify for $1,000. Now, the important thing to realize is they don't have to be all your personals, right? If you put one person on your left and one person on your right, and they tell some people, and you get 3 and 3, you make $1,000, right? So once this thing starts to build out, I mean, you max out at 9 points, right? You get 9 and 9, you get $3,000. Well, once you start getting that momentum, I'm doing like hundreds of points on both legs every single week.
Wow.
Because the points do not have to be your personals. So, someone 27 levels deep sells 3 miners to someone, that counts as 3 points for you all the way up.
Right.
Which is absolutely powerful.
I love that. Infinity depth is amazing when it comes to compensation plans, and they're able to continue to pay that out because, again, I know it sounds crazy to say, but Mitchell's only making $3,000 a week, where because he's more at the top and he has both really right and left legs growing, he should technically be making more, but they've kind of capped it, and that's how they're able to continue to keep paying out. So again, if I'm on Ricardo's left, and let's say he just put me there on his left, and then I go out and I get 15, 20 people, they all count for Ricardo as well. Now, the one thing is they do like go away every week, right? Or once you're paid on them, essentially. But
yeah,
they're back. I've been told like they're back in a day. Like you have all your points ready to go because there's so much growth right now.
Right. Yeah. I want to, what's crazy is, so this last week I did 140 something points on my left side. And I think it's crazy. I only ever, now at this point, I've put a lot of people, I've shared this opportunity with a lot of people, and I've gotten a lot of people involved. But to date, I have only ever put one single person on my left side ever.
Wow. And just from that, it's game over.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah.
And then, so you would have been getting paid $3,000 a week, no matter, because of the way the comp plan is designed, but because you have become a Texit Ranger. So, Mitchell, explain to them, how you are able to become a Texit Ranger, and then what does that mean?
Yeah, so Texit Ranger was really created for the person that is helping their team, right? Doing the Zooms, doing the three-way calls, putting together events. We do a lot of different events at restaurants and different things in the community to help get the word out on Texit. That's what the Texas Ranger status was really built for. The person that's willing to go above and beyond and do those kinds of things in the community. The benefit to Texas Ranger is, for whatever reason, if I didn't hit my cash potential or I didn't make the points for that week, I would still make that 3K a week every single week, as long as I'm still continuing to get the word about Texit out to the community and still help get involved doing 3-ways and Zooms and educate people on the platform.
Yeah, and I love that. So basically, you know, as long as you're here helping support the community, you're getting $3,000 a week guaranteed. And is there any idea of when that might end?
No, I don't know if they have an expiration date on that or not. I don't know.
Okay. So,
That's fire.
you know, for a long time, $3,000 a week for a long time, I could probably cut my expenses and live on $12,000 a week or a month. I know maybe if you live in California, that still might be a little difficult, but you know, $12,000 a month is pretty good where I come from. So let's get into a little bit of the use case of Texit Coin, because this is where it gets exciting, guys. You know, you can see here, let me bring up the big screen. And what I love about this is these are this is real mining. Okay. This is a fork of Litecoin, which I think is one of the best blockchains out there, because it's essentially Bitcoin's little brother. So it has a security. You know, these are real miners in Texas. Like Mitchell, you've probably been to it. I've had friends who have gone to the mining themselves to verify it. I've seen their video, not even from the company, from people I know personally that are near Texas have went there and looked at it. So these coins are really being produced. They really need proof of work. And they also use these miners to mine other tokens that are also proof of work. So that's another revenue stream for the company. And then Mitchell, do you want to kind of speak? Now, for me, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Once I realized that Bobby Gray had like a libertarian philosophy similar to Ron Paul, I was in, right? Because if you've listened to any of my videos, you know how much I love Ron Paul, how much he woke me up, how much I love Austrian economics, which Bobby Gray definitely is. He's huge into gold and silver, just like we are, but he realized like the future needs to have crypto in it, and we need a real crypto for the people, right? And he kind of talks about how Bitcoin has kind of lost its way, which I would agree. You know, now it's controlled by BlackRock, by Wall Street, and China. So it's really his vision. And you guys, I will have this Texit sheet down below with all the info you need. I've put everything together that you need, right? The websites, the Telegram groups, how to do placement, step-by-step instructions, you know, how much the miners are, the utility and purpose. So I guess I'll pull that up too and let you kind of go into it, Mitchell. But these videos here, I would definitely watch. So Bobby Gray speaking to Ron Paul, his quick intro for 6 minutes, and then he does a deep dive. So I would definitely watch all those. We can't cover everything here. We only got about 10 more minutes. But Mitchell, maybe kind of speak to the real utility here when it comes to the Texit coin.
Yeah, and you kind of touch base on it, but I get real passionate about this topic because I know me and you are very like-minded in the short time we've known each other. You know, people ask me, if you were to ask me my opinion on why crypto was ever created, and it's my personal opinion, and I think it would align with yours, is it was free money. And I don't mean free like give me free money.
Right.
I mean, it's the first time since our great ancestors were trading chunks of gold and silver that we had money that was not tied to the big three, you know, big banks, big corporations, and big government. It was truly we the people money. And if you disagree, I strongly suggest you trying to get on an airplane with 5 million bucks in a duffel bag. You know, you're not going to make it far, right?
Right.
But I could get on an airplane with 5 billion on this thing and no one's going to say nothing. It's no one's business. So it's truly free money. And we had that with Bitcoin. We had that with crypto when it first came out. Now, if you look at the top cryptos trading on the market today, big brother, big corporations, and big banks are involved in almost all of them. So Texit Coin is really taking crypto back to its roots. It's been completely financed by we the people, and it's truly free money.
No, I love that. And especially you mentioned in the free money, that brings me back to my Mises days of studying all the economists and good times. So yeah, so there's no pre-mine, guys. The block time and rewards are every 3 minutes. The max supply is 353 million. So Texit is designed to serve as a decentralized Texas-focused cryptocurrency aimed at promoting local commerce and financial autonomy. Now, we don't have to go into this too much, right? But essentially, Bobby Gray had a great interview with our friend Mike Healy, where he talked about how they're already utilizing this in some of the cities, and they're planning to in the future, of where it's a real medium of exchange at local businesses, and to kind of keep that money in the community. So we don't have to get into the details, Mitchell, but what is your insight on the utility of it specifically when it comes to that commerce?
Yeah, so this is where things get really exciting too. They have a program in McKinney called Downtown Dollars. And like you said, I don't have all the specifics of the Downtown Dollars program, but what we're looking to incorporate with it is every time someone uses Downtown Dollars in McKinney and they tap to pay with their phone, they'll actually be buying and spending Texit Coin. Now, why is this so powerful? Well, McKinney is part of an association, DTA, Downtown Association. And from what I understand, that McKinney is one of the larger cities in that association, and they're kind of like the flagship, like they set the pace for all the other cities, right? So we get McKinney involved using Texas Coin for their downtown dollars. All 799 cities will in theory fall in place, right? So this could be a huge win for Texit Coin. And like you said, we're keeping the money in the community, we're building the local economy. It's a really exciting project.
Yeah, and then there's also we couldn't remember the details, but there's something where like when people spend these downtown dollars, they're getting rewarded in Texit Coin. Like normally you'd swipe your credit card, you earn 2-3% for travel or whatever. Now people are getting crypto sent to their wallet when they're spending in the real world, which is amazing.
It's powerful.
And so, guys, we don't have much more time, but so essentially, like, guys, I'm telling you, I feel stupid for not jumping on this sooner, for not sharing it with you guys this sooner. Yeah. And we've obviously been busy building other things, but I was like, once it hit $1, I'm like, okay, I can't. Kind of like Mitchell said, I can't just keep this to myself and not tell the world, when this lines up so much with my vision and philosophy when it comes to free money, independence, liberty. Whether or not Texas succeeds isn't the point, right? Because if people from Texas, they already think they've succeeded. They're not even a state. I can't remember what they technically are, but they're not even technically a state. So again, guys, a miner costs you $995. You can just get a single miner, a 3-pack, a 6-pack, or a 9-pack. If you get a 3-pack, you get an additional miner. 6-pack gets you 2, 9-pack gets you 3. And so Mitchell, again, as we wrap up here, can you maybe just go into some of the more technical details when it comes to how to buy the miners, how to qualify for the free miners? Do you say if I sell 3 miners, I get 2 free ones?
Yeah, if you sell 3 personals, so you share this opportunity with 3 individual people, regardless if they just buy 1 miner or 9 miners, you share it with 3 individual people, and you do that within your first 30 days, they're going to give you 2 free miners. If you do that in your first 30 days, you can continue to do that forever.
Okay, wow. And if you
you're
don't,
not
it's
able
just
to do
1.
it-
If you don't do it in your first 30,
Right.
it just becomes 1 free miner for every 3.
Correct.
Okay. And then you said, I think you just told us the 9-pack might be going away.
So right now, if you buy 3 miners, they give you 1 free. If you buy 6 miners, they give you 2 free. And if you buy 9 miners, they give you 3 free. That goes away at the end of the month. So we have about 11 or so days until that goes away. The new promo will be, I have it here on my phone, so I apologize, I don't have it memorized yet, but the new promo will be buy 5 miners, get 1 free, or buy 9 miners and get 2 free.
Okay.
So there's a huge opportunity here for the next 10, 11 days.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, guys, if you can pull it, get that 9-pack, get your free 3 miners, because that's going away at the end of this month. Guys, we could probably go on for another hour, and I will definitely be doing more of a deep dive on this. But I mean, I didn't even get into this part, guys. This is freaking amazing. So I've never seen this before, right? When you get your miner, you'll get a package in the mail. They literally have pamphlets for Texit Coin of how to share it. You get this massive, beautiful book kind of explaining the story of Texit and their, mission. Super nice. And then this is just next level. You get a cold storage wallet sent to you. And what you do is you scan, there's a QR code on the back. This is a cold wallet that you scan this. All right. And your wallet opens where your tokens were going. So the security is off the chart. Now you can't lose this. Okay. Don't ever lose this. Because it's just like your keys essentially. Except not writing them down on a piece of paper. Now you got this sweet coin that you want to put in your safe and take really good care of. But to me, Mitchell, this is just completely next level with what Bobby has put together. I mean, I've never gotten something this nice in any crypto project in my entire life that I've seen.
Yes.
So as we close out here, M.I.M.S, I kind of want to get where you're at with this. I know we're still kind of like wrapping our head around how amazing this is. But I think we probably all learned a lot today. Your final words on, how excited you are when it comes to Texit.
Yeah, look, this is a no-brainer. After this video and just seeing the information, seeing the data, and what we already kind of had an idea of, I'm just even more excited today. There are people who need to know about this. There are people who need to obviously be mining these coins and then sharing. I mean, the ability to create some significant income from sharing is just phenomenal from what we're seeing, and the growth and the mission and the value is definitely here. So take advantage, folks. Take advantage.
No, 100%, brother. And Mitchell, last words here, your excitement, any wisdom you want to drop on the people. This is it.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me jump on. I got involved because I saw an opportunity to potentially change my family's life in the crypto, with the crypto. I had no idea that it was going to really change our lives so quickly, right? And I've attempted affiliate marketing and network marketing multiple times in my life, never made any money at it. Incredible opportunity. I hope you guys I know you see the vision, but if you're watching this video, I hope you see the vision. If you need any help, have any questions, they can always reach out to me as well. Be happy to help anyone I can.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Mitchell. And guys, I'm excited about this really just from the libertarian philosophical point of view. Once I really wrap my head around what Bobby's goal and mission was with the Texit coin, that is what got me excited, because you obviously know I'm about decentralizing everything, taking power from the central authorities, the big banks, Wall Street, and government, and bringing the power back to the people. And this aligns perfect with that mission and vision. So if you guys want to do the exact same thing, I will put the Google Doc with all the info down below. You can reach out to me if you need help. We're going to start doing at least weekly Zooms once a week where we share this, where we can answer people's questions. So that will be coming out soon. But I would, again, highly recommend that you lock in as soon as possible, because, again, remember, this is infinite depth, and there's only 2 places to put people. So the first person that comes in, every time I add somebody on my left or my right, or if I put you on my right, every time I add somebody to the right or they add somebody to the right, you're getting those points. And then you just got to build one leg. You get 3 there, $1,000. You're whole. So this is just fire, next level, Mitchell. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next live show, video, wherever. Lace up, let's get wealthy. Peace.